Back in the early 60s, I mean, we were among the lucky families in Bahrain to have a television set in our old house in Muharraq. That was my first introduction to that magic box, where I actually got hooked, starting from Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, to the Western movies, to some other programs, and that was the only channel we were watching at that time was Aramco, and it was all in black and white. I remember, you know, John Wayne was acting in one of those movies, and I didn't remember the names until I got older because, you know, I was just a little kid at that time. John Wayne entered the salon, as they call it, you know, a bar. And then he asked for, of course, a pint of beer. And most of the movies were dubbed in Arabic. And because Aramco was in Saudi Arabia, so the translation was, you know, as John Wayne entered the, you know, the bar, he asked the waiter or the barman, "Can I have, in Arabic, a glass of orange juice?" And then that waiter, he pushed that pint in front of him like that, you know, like they do it in the Western movies. And there was a froth. And I asked Mom, "Where do I get, you know, this frothy orange juice?" So she said, "No, this is only with the West. You know, we don't have it here in Bahrain." You know, she's trying to avoid that, to tell me this is alcohol. And I've been introduced to this, and I just felt like, you know, I want to be one of them. I want to be one of those people that I'm watching on screen. I want to join the university, but what to join in the university? So I started, well, actually, I signed for the geology section at the university. Geology? Didn't work. Then the next year, I moved to the psychology and philosophy. Didn't work. So I decided not to finish my, you know, education at that time. Later on, there was some scholarships coming from Kuwait again at the Higher Institute of Dramatic Arts. So I went and applied to have one of those scholarships, and that's what happened. I entered the institute in the year 1974. Before I entered, me and some other colleagues, we formed a play on the stage back in 1973. And we were performing on stage for the first time in public, in front of public. And then, of course, when they watched that movie, the judges who they came to Kuwait, from Kuwait to see, they chose me with other 3 people to join the institute. Well, I'm waiting for a telephone call to go and join the cast in Abu Dhabi, where they are shooting a new series called The Return of Auntie. And it is like, you know, drama series. I will be joining the famous Kuwaiti actress Huda Hussein with some other Gulf talents in this project. They actually started already, and it's produced by Mr. Jamal Sannan of Eagle Studios, a production house based in Lebanon and UAE. And this is the 3rd time actually I'm sharing, or they chose me for a project. I did with them before another series. It was shot in Bahrain called Kaf wa Dufuf. And then last year they called me again for 10 episodes drama series, was shot in Lebanon. It was me from Bahrain and 2 guys from Kuwait, and the rest of the cast were from Lebanon. And that was really a good experience for me to go and join some other talents from the Arab world. And it wasn't the first time, actually. I have to tell you about another adventure that I've been to in Egypt back in 1985. It was a Qatar television production, and they chose me with all Egyptian actors. They chose me from Bahrain, and those actors, those ones who I was watching on television in black and white movies. And imagine I was sitting with them on one table reading the scripts, and I was really astonished by me sitting with all these talents, those big names in drama. So for me, I like to grab any chance to go and gain knowledge, more knowledge in my career. And that's what happened. So I'm looking forward to join those cast in this cast in Abu Dhabi. This will take another 2 months to finish. But I don't think it's going to be for Ramadan. It is outside Ramadan. As head of production at Bahrain TV at that time, I was in charge of almost everything except the news. So many things. I used to work for 16 hours a day, non-stop, because I have to make sure that everything goes right on air. And the other thing that I really was so proud of, that I concentrated on training. People at that time in Bahrain TV, they came from everywhere. Nobody was qualified as a television personnel. So I concentrated on training. I visited so many training establishments or institutes around Europe, in the Arab world, everywhere. And I sent people, sent people to learn more, and was very proud of these things that I took this step for. And I'm so happy that now I can see them, all of them, working everywhere. The people who I invested in them. You see them now everywhere, directors, lighting people, and just name it. Most of the talents here, they need a push. They need a push for, just to experience their talents, and do whatever they love to do. If anything that stops you of, experiencing your talents in here, go and explore the world. Go and do everything wherever you think it's proper, where you find a free place where you can experience your talent. Don't stop where you are. Don't put excuses. Don't put anything that would stop you of doing what you want to do. So this is my advice to them, that if you become known as an actor, okay, be humble. Don't just think that you reach to there. Okay, be nice with people. Being an actor is you have to learn how to behave in front of people. You have to use the right language with people. And you have to, it's an educational thing. It's not just actor on screen and people, they know you. No, they know you because of your character. You have to build up a character so people will pay you respect, and they will admire you as an actor, as a performer. I've been asked this question several times. I would have been an air pilot because I like to see new places. I like to explore. I like to learn about other people's cultures, their habits, the way of their livings. As human beings, we need to know each other. We need to find out how they live, what they eat, what they do. This is very important for me. I like to explore. Until this minute, I'm learning. You cannot stop learning. You have to learn, and you have to respect other cultures. You have to respect the other people. So by being a pilot, I would be visiting so many cities in the world. I would be meeting people. Now I am not a pilot, but I travel a lot. And I like to do this. Every time I visit a country, I always try to get some of their traditional clothes to keep them for me. I like to try their food, try their drinks, try everything. So I'm learning, and so later on when I have some other people visiting my country, they would know that, we know about their culture, about their lives.